Welcome back, WebBridge people. My name is Lindsay Patterson. I am the PBIS Tier 1 coach here at WebBridge, and this video is pretty much going to break down your blue folder that hopefully you got at the faculty meeting, and I'm just going to go through all of the contents of it just so you can kind of hear what each page is helpful for. So I did want to give one little just kind of helpful note that PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Intervention Support, and so all of these things that you're going to hear about in this video are just supports that we have here at WebBridge that you can use throughout the year and are encouraged. So let's dive into this folder. First up, I really wanted to highlight our 6 value words that we really value here and just build the Webb way. We have positivity, perseverance, responsibility, respect, integrity, and citizenship. I try to create like a little acronym to remember those words, but the Webb way is really centered on these 6 words, and all of the rewards that you're about to hear about kind of lean back on these values. Our first sheet is the Classroom Connections page, and pretty much this sheet just goes into different ways that you can connect with your students, whether it be the first day or honestly just throughout the whole entire school year. One of our main focuses this beginning of the school year is respect, and a lot of these different techniques will definitely build that respect towards your students and hopefully get that in return as well. Next in your folder, you should have the Webb Way matrix or PBIS matrix. So the first one is a very generic matrix. This is just kind of like across the whole entire school building. This is what our value words should mean, look like, sound like, and even feel like. And then after that, we have specific locations throughout the building for your students and even for yourself. If you see that last one, it's for your PLC. So just take a second to look over this. I even hang the first one that's laminated in my classroom just behind my desk so I can reference it if I need it. And you'll notice that these are plastered all over the school building. Please do take into account that there should be a poster size of the classroom matrix within your classroom. Please reach out to me at pattersonl4 at Fulton County or fultonschools.org if you are missing a matrix, and we can get that figured out for you. Up next is our Webb Way referral, previously known as a positive praise referral. So this form right here, we are going ahead and giving you one now early in the year. Please fill this out when you have a student that is really following the Webb Way, every single value word, every single day. Just a Webb Way card isn't enough. A Webb Way referral is your next step. So all you have to do is fill out this form, bring it to the front office, and we will have an administrator call up that student, read your form, and actually give a phone call home based on what you wrote, and just kind of brag about that student, everything that you told us that they did. These are really special, so take into account that we definitely want a lot of Webb Way referrals, but also realize that these are really important, and they really should point out our best students, or maybe even a student that has grown into the Webb Way. Okay, last thing, these can be always found in the mail room, and we will occasionally put them in your mailboxes as well, just as a reminder to fill them out. All right, our next sheet is our reward system cheat sheet. So what we have done is pretty much broken down every single type of reward that students can earn here at WebBridge. And I'm just going to run through it really quickly because hopefully if you're returning, you have heard about these. And if you are new, I have talked to you about it in your new member training. So first one, Webb Way tickets. Our goal is to give out 5 per week. And that is where you highlight, maybe one value word that a student is following, write a little thing about what they were doing, put their name, your name, and that student turns it into the grade level box outside the front office. We will pull those every Wednesday on Webb Way Wednesday on the announcements. And don't forget that you do earn a parking spot at the Webb Way parking spots up front if you were the person that was, the teacher that gave that Webb Way card that won. Again, 5 Webb Way tickets per week is your goal. We are going to start the year giving you 45 for that first 9 weeks. Okay, next we have reverse Webb Way tickets. So not much that you need to do. Pretty much you will get these in your mailbox, and during Compass, you will give these out to your students. and they will fill them out actually about the teachers. So it'll just be kind of compliments, and hopefully you get one. You can turn your ticket into the front office as well, and we will do a raffle for those, and if your name is picked, you also get a Webway parking spot for that upcoming week. And do not worry, you definitely get those cards back, because I know, like for me personally, I like to keep those cards just to kind of have those compliments on me. Next one is Class of the Week. So this is something that you do. You are nominating your class for Class of the Week. This is found through the bottom of our newsletter, our staff newsletter. There is a link and a QR code that you can fill out about your class. This is the only virtual form that we will have this year, simply just because it's easy on you. Okay, so you'll nominate your class of the week, say a little blurb about why, and if your class is selected, you'll get like a little plaque and Webster the Jaguar and some lollipops for your class. All right, next one is reverse class of the week. Pretty much the opposite. A student will nominate your class for the class of the week and a little bit about why they nominated you. And then if you were nominated by a student for Class of the Week, then you also earn a Webway parking spot for that next upcoming week. These forms can be found at the end of every academic hall. There's always a stack just in like a little, it's like a little folder thing posted on the wall. So please encourage students to fill those out, as it's really fun to have your class be Class of the Week. Okay. And then Webway referral, I just did a whole page on that before, so I'm not going to talk much about that. But please remember that if you are a parking spot winner, that means you also get to go to the front office. And we have gift cards, we have candy, we have school supplies for you guys as well. So I feel like a lot of people always forget about that, but don't. Take advantage of winning. So check out the front office if you have a winner for that week, and you get your parking spot and a little goodie up front. All right, next sheet is about de-escalation strategies. So pretty much this is just a helpful tool that if you are having a student in your room that either is being defiant or maybe shutting down, maybe it's having just a bad day. These are just some strategies that you can use to hopefully de-escalate them from those feelings. So just take a look at it. Some of them might be helpful. Some of them you might not feel comfortable with. So it's just a resource for you to check out. Next up, we have our minor and major discipline chart. So I'm actually not going to go into much detail on this just because our admin team is doing either a separate video or talking about it in our faculty meeting. But pretty much I like to hang this behind my desk just to kind of reference, what is a minor, what is a major, what's worth pressing the white button. And I will say personally, this is one of my favorite resources. So I would keep it nearby just to kind of look at throughout the year. For our next paper, we're actually going to flip to the back of the minor and major chart and actually look at the if this, try this chart. So pretty much what this is if you have a student that is showing the if this column, then we have given suggestions to try this. So for example, if we have those fidgety or those students that have lost focus or attention, as we all do, then you can try some of these techniques within your classroom, and a lot of them are super simple, and you probably already do some of them, but this is just a great resource just to read over and maybe get some good ideas for this year. We are almost done here. So our next paper is the 11 Principles of Character Education. Shout out to Webbridge for being a national school of character. So these 11 principles just pretty much show that we are enhancing our education here at Webbridge with character for our students to grow from. So check out our 11 principles. Again, kind of like the forms before, I always hang this one behind my desk just to kind of reference it. Okay, last but definitely not least, we have our Webway Wink. Take this time to go ahead and fill it out while you are, listening to this last part of the video. But pretty much a Webway Wink is something that you fill out about another colleague, just thanking them for something that they did or just giving them some affirmation. I like to say, if I notice something small, write it on there, and then you will go post it on their door with just a piece of tape. Or, you know, if you need to leave it in their mailbox or even give it to them personally, that is awesome. We have a great culture here at Webb Bridge, and these winks really just kind of encourage that words of affirmation and just a really positive environment amongst our teachers. These can always be found in our mail room, and we typically have them at grade level meetings if you need an extra one as well. All right, we made it through the folder. So last but not least, I just wanted to talk about who is on our PBIS team. You can always talk to Michelle Garner. She is our PBIS administrator. Again, I'm Lindsay Patterson, your Tier 1 coach. Gabby Fondersmith is our Tier 2 coach, which just to kind of distinguish that, Tier 1 is Webb Bridge as a whole, you know, giving support to the whole school. Tier 2 is individualized supports for students that we kind of see, you know, pop up with discipline. And then below I listed our team members as well. So if you are interested in being a part of our team, just reach out to me. Again, my email is pattersonl4@fultonschools.org. Let's have a great year, Webb Bridge.